Later this month, we're going to find out the list of most endangered buildings, archaeological sites, and landscapes in Colorado. Joining us today is Jennifer Origo-Charles, the Executive Director of Colorado Preservation. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Fascinating list. Can you walk us through kind of what meets the threshold of being endangered and what areas are we talking about?
Yeah, well, let me give you a little intro to our organization and what we do. So we work statewide throughout Colorado, helping to save historic resources that are important to the community and all of us in the state. So one of the ways that we do that is through this program known as Colorado's Most Endangered Places. So the public really lets us know if there's a place that's threatened that's really significant, and we have a pretty extensive review process, and then we select, maybe 3 to 5 places that we're going to work with in that next year. And, over the years, we've been doing this since 1997. So we've got about 135 places across Colorado that we've been working with.
Wow. Okay, so we've got a couple of the photos up right now. So what happens? You make this list, and then what does that work entail? What do you do?
Yeah, well, so since we're a statewide nonprofit organization, a lot of it is working with the local communities. We don't want to come in and say, you have to save this place and this is what you have to do with it. So really, it's looking at, what are these different types of places that kind of represent how Colorado has changed over time? Wow. What are the different themes represented in these places? And then each place is going to be different. You saw a lot of those resources that have been abandoned for quite a while.
Right.
So that's going to be a long project. But really, some might be museums, some might be interpretive centers. Really looking at how can we change these places and make them still relevant to current and future generations? And how do we bring in funding? How do we bring in the right contractors that know how to work with a historic building in particular?
Right. And ultimately, are you just making sure that it's not like torn down or anything like that? Or
that's
that
the initial piece. Sometimes it's just buying additional time. Because we get a grant from History Colorado and the State Historical Fund, we have a little bit of money that we can put towards some of our endangered places, and we just kind of look at what we're working with, what the needs are, and how we need to move it forward. So we'll work with these communities, come up with a plan. We have a grant writer that can work with them and get them set up for the next phase and beyond.
That's really fascinating. You look at some of those photos and you're like, wow, there's history there.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to disappear. When can you expect to see that list come out?
So we announce that every year at our Saving Places conference. So if you've never been, I'd love to welcome you. It's a great opportunity. We have about 600 individuals that are interested in history in some way. So we've got preservation professionals, we've got contractors, we've got architects, we've got archaeologists, we have planners, and just members of the public that are interested in finding out more. And so the big reveal happens at our Endangered Places luncheon, which is Thursday. That'll be February 1st.
Okay,
and,
coming up.
And right there we'll have kind of videos that have individuals that are working with these places kind of feature what's the story behind this place, what is being saved and why is it important that we save it, and kind of what the plan is for the future. And it's a celebration, even though they're endangered and you hate to have a place be endangered, but there's a positive spin that comes out of that.
Okay, so for folks who are like, wait, I want to go, can they still get in at this point, or is it sold out?
Yeah, I would say you can go to our website, coloradopreservation.org. You'll see Saving Places Conference, and you can register. And we have, if you've never been to the conference before, we have certain rates for you. If you want to stay home because let's say the weather's terrible, you can. We have an online-only rate, so lots of opportunities to be involved.
Yeah, it's like you're looking forward to this weekend, right? You're like, if it's like that again,
not this weekend.
People don't want to leave their house. Well, this is absolutely fascinating work, and we will look forward to seeing what's on that list just in a couple of weeks.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back.